Divine greetings and Merry Christmas, beautiful kings and queens. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I have missed you. I have taken a little break from making videos as I was going through a bit of a process lately. Been going through a lot that I will share in a future video. And I just want to say how happy I am today, and I really want to share these amazing tricks and tips on how to stay raw vegan throughout the holidays. These are things that have been helping me so much and that I have seen been helping so many people around me, because I know the holidays are such a time for temptation and cravings for all those yummy comfort foods, those yummy foods that we grew up with. And there might be some family visiting, or you going to see family. So I just want to help you and give you a few tricks that has been helping me to stay focused, stay committed to the lifestyle, committed to the path, and staying anchored in self-love throughout the holidays. Because this is the best time to be giving ourselves that love, right? It's the best time to be honoring ourselves and honoring our decision to stay healthy and to stay raw. Or high raw if you're high raw, right? But this is no excuse to, have some cheat days or come off the path, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to suffer. You're the one that's going to feel it in your body. You're the one that's going to feel it in your mind too, right? So we want to stay as committed as possible and think of really the long-term effect. Like, how are we going to think? How are we going to feel tomorrow? How are we going to think tomorrow from our decisions of today? So we want to stay focused, sober, and grounded. So that is the most important thing, is to stay grounded. And what does that mean? It means breathing deep. It means taking deep and long breaths throughout the day, doing some breath work in the early rising, right? Getting our mind settled, getting our body, mind, and spirit aligned. We can also do some grounding exercises, a little bit of yoga, some kundalini exercises to keep ourselves close to the ground. Earthing as well is a great grounding practice. If you could put your feet in the earth for about 20 minutes, that is super helpful. So grounding ourselves, staying committed by knowing where we stand, right? In our own roots, standing firm in our roots, standing firm in our beliefs. Maybe writing it out in the morning would be good too, right? So staying grounded is number one. Taking deep breaths throughout the day has been helping me so much. And the deeper I breathe, the more I breathe, the less I eat, right? The deeper we breathe, the more we fill ourselves with the natural prana, the natural air, the fresh air, the trees, nature, the less we need to consume in terms of food. All right. Also, we want to try to remain as stress-free as possible. I know the holidays can be stressful, and we feel like we have to go see this one, we have to go visit that one, and we feel like we have a lot of obligations. But at the end of the day, honor yourself. If something is so stressful that you really don't want to do it, you really don't want to go see this person or that one, don't go. Like, you owe nobody any explanation to protect your energy. Protect your energy at all costs during the holiday season, right? Do what feels right to you in the moment, right? And if they react a certain way, that belongs to them. But if it means falling into old habits, if it means drinking that glass of wine you don't want to drink, or eating that casserole you don't really feel it will serve you, then stay away, especially if you are in early stages of being raw. It's like being sober at the beginning and going to a bar. It might be too tempting. It might be too challenging to be there. So I highly encourage you to just honor yourself, It's okay. You could celebrate Christmas in your own way with those around you or alone that make you feel comfortable and make you feel at ease and support your journey. I remember going to family reunions and bringing my own food, and they would make fun of me, and it was like, wait a minute, why are you making fun of me? Like, that's not okay. So, I could still be around those people sometimes, not all the time. And I choose who I want to be around depending on my ability to be around them or not, right? Could take certain people in doses. So if it's going to be too stressful for you, stay away. Stay home. Make yourself a nice smoothie. Make yourself a nice salad. And if you do go places where you really do want to go, then I would highly recommend communicating that to them early on, saying, this is my diet, this is my lifestyle choice, I'm raw vegan, and will there be something there for me that I can eat? Find out what will be there, if someone's making a salad, if someone's making a fruit plate, and also bringing something that you will be able to eat. So I always bring tons of fruit with me everywhere I go, fruit like grapes, melon, apples. You could bring some dehydrated fruits too, some trail mix if you want, and bring a salad, bring a giant salad that you can share, or that could be your own individual portion as well. So just make sure that you always have food with you. That's a great way to avoid getting hungry or falling into temptation wherever you go. So staying full on the raw foods, maybe even before going out, having a big smoothie, with chia seeds and bananas, dates, berries, that kind of thing, some superfoods, some chlorella, spirulina, to stay super nourished as you make the trek. So that has been my trick, is to really stay nourished on the raw living foods, and then it doesn't leave any space for the rest, right? I'm full, I'm nourished, I'm not like craving anything else. So staying full on the raw foods, and always remembering why you're doing this, whether you're new to the path or you've been a raw vegan for many years. I have seen people going back to cook foods no matter how long it's been, just like going back to alcohol no matter how long it's been. So we always want to stay in remembrance of where we're coming from, and perhaps if we were having some health issues, to always remember those health issues, and to know that it's a slippery slope. Certain foods can trigger the addictive patterns, the addictive behaviors that we used to have. So we really want to be mindful that, we are always in a kind of a fragile state. No matter how strong we are, I personally have to remind myself every day of where I came from and make a conscious decision of where I'm heading based on my decisions of today. So I'll do things like wear these fun earrings, and write it out in my journal, make myself some nice food, and just always speak to myself, why I'm feeling myself with these life-giving, juicy, earth, nurturing, God-given foods. It's for my mental health, for my physical health, and for living out my best life, living out my purpose on this earth, right? When I am electric, when I eat electric, then I am electric, and I can put out so much more positivity in the world around me when I feed myself with love. Then I can become love, So what goes in comes out. So those are the main ones. Also, I wanted to say, when speaking of cooked foods, there is such a thing as transitional foods. I'm studying Professor Spira right now, and Professor Arnold Ehret, and they talk about, transition foods. So I just want to say this, that if you are still consuming some cooked foods, try to prioritize the mucus-less cooked foods, like steamed broccoli or a little bit of sweet potatoes, baked beets, things like that aren't, high in oil, that aren't deep fried, they're not super salty or anything like that, but definitely try not to go back to the animal products, the dairy, the meat, the gluten, for sure we want to stay away from. Those are the ones that are the most acid forming, the most addictive, and will perhaps send you in a spiral, right? We want to avoid the refined sugars as well. All the whites, the flours, the sugars, and all that we want to try to avoid as much as possible. But it's okay, if you have a little bit of cooked broccoli, that's fine, maybe that would help you feel more able to get through the holidays, right? And in the raw foods, we can also have some warm foods. You can make some soups. You can make, and at first I thought this was kind of silly, but it actually works. You could put it in the blender for a couple of minutes and let it get warm, and then you could have some warm soup. Or you could have a little bit of some dehydrated vegetables as well, like on the side, like a little bit of dehydrated, slightly dehydrated tomatoes or zucchini, tomatoes, and I love mushrooms. A little bit of spinach too. You could put that in the dehydrator, and you don't even have to dehydrate it till it's dry. You could keep it like a little bit moist so that you could keep the water content in them. And it's good to have like on the side of your salad. Some crackers are really good too. I love to make crackers with flaxseed, veggies. You could use the veggie pulp as well from your juices, and just throw whatever in there. Like, you can't really go wrong with raw foods. That's what's so fun. As long as you have a food processor, put some veggies, some onion, garlic, a little bit of spices, some psyllium husk too to keep it holding together. And put that in the dehydrator, some paprika, some garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne if you want it spicy, and it's so good. Just make that, and you could have like a little bread. So those are just little ideas. There's so many great recipes. I really love Melissa Keith's recipe books. She is such a talented chef, a raw vegan chef, and all of her food is so yummy. We're about to make a lasagna today for our Christmas celebrations with some zucchini and some ricotta cheese and tomato sauce. It's going to be so yummy. So we want to like give ourselves that pleasure too. We want to maybe go a little bit more gourmet for this time of the year. If you're not used to having some cashew cheese, for example, maybe you can make yourself a little cashew cheese with some crackers. Being raw is like all about having fun too, and exploring new tastes and expanding our repertoire of what it means to be raw. And also, if you're going through some challenges, it's good to connect with others who are on the path. So sometimes we could feel so alone in our families. We could feel so alone doing this when others don't understand us around us. And this is why I want to present to you, and I will make another video about this specifically, but we have created a beautiful support community exactly for this reason, for other brave warriors that are taking on the path of healing, taking on the path of detoxification. And we come together in healing. We come together to celebrate our recovery journey, out of cooked food addiction, out of alcohol addiction, out of drug addiction, and we support each other. And so the community is called Kings and Queens of Raw. Kings and Queens of Raw has been my dream come true for the last couple of years now. I've been thinking about doing this, and it's finally materialized. I was working with Shane Sterling beforehand for about a year in his group called Raw Vegan Heroes, and I just loved it so much. I was his admin and his moderator, and I just saw the benefits for myself. I was in there first to get support myself as I was juice cleansing, and then it turned out to be that I got a job there and I was supporting others in their transformation. And I just loved seeing the miracles that happen when people come together, in healing and supporting each other, asking questions. Hey, this is happening, is this normal? My face is breaking out. I'm, going through some emotional detox. I'm going through physical detox. And the power of having a group together is the difference between, for me, it has made the difference between being raw and not being raw. It has given me hope. It has given me the sense of comfort in others, and also giving back. We're there to love each other. So we receive and we also give back. So if you're interested in learning more about our amazing community, kingsandqueensofraw.com. It's an online Facebook community, and you can sign up through the website. Or you can reach out to me as well at rawveganqueenaline@gmail.com. and I'm happy to answer all your questions. We also do in the community a Saturday royal gathering where I invite a special guest to come and share their testimony, right? Their greatest test becomes our greatest testimony. So hearing somebody share where they came from, what they went through, and how they came out of it is so powerful. And then we also have a moment of discussion to talk, to ask questions. So in that way we gather. So it's a Zoom call, and then we also stream it live from the Facebook group for those who want to participate on the Facebook group. So I wanted to mention that as well, because support is so important, whether it's the holidays or any other day, you know, to stay raw. We need a support community. We need a support system. You know, even in overcoming drugs and alcohol, like the AA have helped me so much. The NA have helped me so much. Smart recovery, like I needed a tribe to get out of that. And cooked food addictions is no different than overcoming drugs and alcohol addiction. It's no different. We struggle through the same issues. We get through the same emotional detoxing, and we face the same challenges. So we are creating a beautiful network to help us overcome. And also we share recipes in the group and so much more. I'm coming up with a detox guide as well. I'm creating it right now, and so many more surprises. So this is just the beginning of, you know, me giving back what has been given to me throughout all of my journey in overcoming. And so I really see the benefit in coming together, because oftentimes, you know, we meet our soul family through here, through, you know, YouTube, through Facebook, through Instagram, and that's how we come together. I love my blood family as well, and they're on a different path. So I really had to seek out a soul family online. And I have met the most amazing friends through a community of light workers and people healing themselves, just like I am healing myself, right? So I welcome you, and I hope that you can join us. And if you have any questions, let me know. And anything else about how to stay raw during the holidays? Yeah, just have fun, you know, and share with those around you the joys that you are experiencing, you know. And if people, oh yes, I wanted to say this too, that if people have questions about your lifestyle, you know, and sometimes it could be a little bit condescending, and I just want to encourage you to protect your energy, to protect yourself, because sometimes they could be like little pokes, you know, like, oh, where'd you get your protein from? And, you know, don't you know you could die from this? Don't you know you're going to be, you know, this deficient and X, Y, and Z vitamin deficient? And I just like to tell them, you know, this makes me feel my best, you know, this makes me feel my best. And you know, I'm overcoming, and I tell them sometimes what I am overcoming depending on the conversation, but I try not to take it personal. I try not to, you know, be attacking in any kind of way, because you never know who will come your way eventually, you know, depending on your response to them. And of course, they might feel a little bit attacked just by the fact that you are living this lifestyle. They might feel judged. They might feel like they're not doing the right thing. So we just have to be sensitive to those around us and answer their curiosity in a kind, compassionate way, and be really an example of what it means to be a vegan, what it means to be a compassionate human being. You know, we have a lot of compassion for animals, and also we have to have a lot of compassion for humans, even though sometimes it's difficult. I know, I admit it's not easy, but we just really have to be the shining light of hope and health and vitality to everyone around us who, you know, might have some questions, and they might just be curious. They might have never met anybody who's on this path. So we're really here to hold the light and, you know, be teachers, be leaders, be empowered individuals that stand in our truth, you know, that set boundaries for ourselves, because that's really spiritual too. We don't just accept any bullshit from anybody. We stand up for ourselves, and we show love to those around us as much as possible. So I'm sending you so much love. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, write to me, rawveganqueenaline@gmail, and I hope to see you soon. I will make another video very soon, and stay in tune like this. Thank you for allowing me the space to do my own healing and to process some pretty challenging things that I've been going through, but I'm here for you, and I love you so much. I'm wishing you all the best for this Christmas holiday, and hope that you love yourself as much as I'm loving myself. Because really that's what it's all about. You know, we create this ripple effect. We love ourselves and we inspire others to love themselves too. And I love you too. Okay, I will see you soon. Until the next time.